Hello, and welcome to another episode of Thoughts on Star Wars and Comics. So, after my last episode, I got a little heated, and Last Jedi does that to me. Decided to go back to the main Star Wars line. So, where we left off was the Vader Down series, and a couple things happened. They captured Dr. Aphra, and they got away, and starts a new arc after the Obi-Wan comic. This one's called Rebel Jail. It spans issue 16 to 19. And what can I say about these four comics? Or I'm assuming they're in a graphic novel too. What I can say about this story is it's entirely skippable. Nothing happens in this. That's what I can tell you. So it's mostly a Princess Leia arc, which is fine. She's pretty badass in it anyway. It starts out with them transporting Aphra to a prison, and Aphra gets away, and then through some fancy flying from Santa, she ends up knocking her out, and they get to the jail, which is called Sunspot Prison, and it's literally in orbit of a sun. I guess that makes it harder to escape from. I guess that's the thinking there. That's fine. Oh, I might add to, from my last bit, it's amazing how in like 2 years, the quality of this paper is like 1,000 times better, and it's pretty bad, than the one that The Last Jedi was printed on this year. And I never really noticed it until I flipped from one book to the other. But anyway, that's nor here nor there. Anyway. So they get her into the prison, blah, blah, blah. And then these mercenaries have decided they're going to go in and kill Imperial spies, or they've been hired to go in and kill Imperial spies or whatever, that have been captured and put into this rebel prison. And they're led by this guy. Spoiler alert, he's a character that appeared in the Star Wars Annual first issue, which I might cover those at some point. They're just little, double-sized issues that cover various stories within the Star Wars universe, and sometimes they bleed over into the main series. This character does. I can't even remember his name at this point. Anyway, I'm flipping through this too fast. Meanwhile, Luke and Han are on some sort of a mission, and that mission turns out to be him playing cards from the looks of it, trying to get money, and they get in trouble for cheating. They get away, and then they're starting to argue about their bounties. Luke says his is 60,000 credits, and he says hands 60,000, but that's more than my bounty. Whatever. It's pretty dumb. Anyway, there's some really cool action scenes. I will have to admit, too, the art in this series, though, is really good. It's not the typical Tracy art. It's really nice, high contrast comic-y art, which I like. And the actual drawing is really good. The team they got to work on this series, they do really nice panels. I have to admit. And I actually did really like the direction they were going in. It's just too bad they didn't keep these guys on. Who was this again? This was, I think it's Lennell Yu, and the colorist was Sonny Go, and the inker was Gary Allen Gulan. I'm probably really not pronouncing these right, and I apologize for that. But the art's really good in this series. Issue 17, we get to find out. It just continues on with the prison assault, which is good. The art is really neat. I did dig this series for its art. It is nice. There's not a lot that happens. Like I said, it's completely skippable. Anyway, Han's trying to get some money, and they end up having to do a job. And they're delivering Nerfs, which are buffaloes, and they're in the cockpit of the Falcon, and it's funny. So Luke and Han are kind of played for a joke through this entire series, while Princess Leia and Santa and Dr. Aphra get to be like real badass over on this prison. Yeah, Dr. Aphra's being random and like she usually is, but there's some cool, like, at least the art's good. That's one thing I can say. The covers were really cool in this set too. Like that's a pretty cool cover. Like I said, there's not much to say. So Han and Luke make their Nerf delivery, big whip. Then they decided they're gonna go back to the prison, and they come in at the last moment when things are getting really bad, and Leia's starting to make some head ground. But whatever. Buddy completes his mission and kills the guy he came to kill. But he says something about Emperor Palpatine being a Sith Lord, and because he's been keeping the secret for a long time, because that was what his whole arc in the Star Wars Annual was, is that he was investigating Palpatine and then found out he was a Sith Lord and got captured, and that's why he's later on we'll see he's all scarred up from the Force lightning and stuff like that. Really good gunfights and stuff like that, but oh my god, like nothing happens in this comic. Like there's lots of good action scenes and stuff, and then Han and Luke show up, and they're gonna save the day, but we're gonna find out they don't save the day. They get captured by Buddy, and he puts bombs around their neck. Ah ha ha! The guys, yeah. This is where the comics start going really weird, and you can see this is the guy here. His name is Inebre, and he's just all scarred from Force lightning now. He just used to be a normal dude, but I liked his costume. It was kind of cool in this. Anyway, he fights Leia hand to hand, and she wins. Okay, yeah. Meanwhile, Santa's fighting Aphra, which is kind of funny because they're choking each other out. And then all the three girls fight Buddy after they start working together. Oh, that's okay. Everything wraps up. Everything's good. They do the little victory walking away poses. The rebels leave the prison. Buddy gets thrown in the prison. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it shows him committing suicide or something at the end, whatever. And then they introduce the only interesting thing that happens in this entire series, which is the introduction of Sarge, who we knew from that random Jedi that Luke fought in the Coliseum, who is a stormtrooper with a lightsaber. And Scar Squad. Scar Squad is freaking awesome. They're the best things that have come out of this new Star Wars line. And they'll be in the next few issues, which is good, because they're actually decent. Of course, the next issue is an Obi-Wan spinoff, and I will get to that, and we'll do that one next, and then we'll continue on with the line. And that's it for the Rebel Jail series. Entirely skippable, but really well drawn. Kind of weird how that worked out. Anyway, that's all for this episode, and I will see you next time.